Hey parents, Mr. Jim here to tell you why kids love learning with Osmo's Genius Starter Kit. Osmo uses real tangible pieces that look and feel just like toys, combining them with immersive digital experiences to create fun, whole child learning adventures. They'll have a blast with the Genius Starter Kit, playing games that explore math, reading, and more. Just in time for the holidays, get up to 40% off select kits and games. Order today at playosmo.com. That's playosmo.com. Osmo, learning well played. Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome back to Kid Short Stories. If this is your first time, welcome to the family. We are the podcast that turns your ideas into an amazing adventure every single day. You know, we couldn't even exist without imaginations from kids just like you. So if you have an idea for a story, I'd love to see it. Check down in the show notes below for how you can submit your own story idea, and maybe we'll turn it into an awesome adventure. And parents, if you're new to kids podcasting, I want to challenge you to listen to podcasting for 5 days in a row with your kids. It's going to increase their imagination, decrease screen time, and we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Are you guys ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go! Aspen woke up and got ready for school just like any other day. She hopped off the bus, strapped on her biology squad pack, and walked into school just like any other day. She entered her classroom and walked towards her seat, just like any other day. She went to sit down in her chair, but found an elephant already sitting there, definitely not just like any other day.
Oh, hello, Aspen.
The elephant greeted her.
I'm so glad you're here. I've been waiting for you all morning. I'm Albertina Elefante, but you can call me Miss Ellie.
Aspen looked up at the enormous elephant who was speaking to her. How do you know my name?
I try to learn the names of all my students, and it's written right here on your desk, see?
Miss Ellie pointed to the name tag attached to the top of Aspen's desk.
Oh, another student just came in. Please excuse me while I go greet them.
The chair squealed and groaned as the elephant's weight shifted off of it, and Miss Ellie stomped off to greet the next student. Aspen sat down, feeling a little bit dazed. Had she really just seen an elephant in her seat? This can't be real. Had the elephant really said she was the teacher? She leaned over to Theo, who was sitting next to her, to get his opinion. "Did you see that?" she said. Theo looked at Miss Ellie, then back at Aspen. "Yeah. I guess we have a substitute teacher today." He shrugged and went back to coloring. Aspen sat there, confused. So much confusion! Why didn't Theo react to the elephant in the room? You know, like an actual elephant in the room. This new teacher was most definitely not supposed to be here. Where was the real teacher, Mr. Jim? After all the students had arrived and been greeted by the elephant, Miss Ellie, she made her way to the front of the room. She trumpeted to get everyone's attention. The students quieted down and faced her. Aspen snuck a glance around, but no one else seemed to think it was strange that Miss Ellie was there.
Okay, class, let's get started. Today we are going to practice writing our sight words. Grab your pencils and hold them tightly with your trunks. The first word is leaves, as in, I ate my leaves for breakfast.
Aspen looked around at her classmates. They all picked up their pencils with their hands, but not trunks. No one else seemed to notice what Miss Ellie had said. The elephant trumpeted again before speaking and said,
Great job. The next word is bath, as in Take your dust bath every day.
The class began writing the next word. What? Shouted Aspen, unable to hold it in any longer. I don't take dust baths. What are you talking about? Miss Ellie looked concerned.
Oh dear. Then how do you cool down or protect yourself from bugs?
Aspen fumbled for a response, but then Miss Ellie continued.
All right. We don't have much time, Aspen. Please get writing.
Aspen didn't know what else to do, so she started writing like the rest of her classmates. When they were finished, it was time for art. Miss Ellie passed out paints and brushes as she explained what they were doing.
We're going to be painting pictures of animals that live in the African savanna. Now wrap your trunks loosely around your brushes so they move easily.
Aspen sighed to herself and began painting the most obvious animal. As she was finishing her elephant painting, Miss Ellie trumpeted for the class's attention once more.
If your paintings are very wet, you could place them in the drying rack, or wave your ears back and forth over them to help them dry faster.
Then she walked around and looked at the class's paintings.
What a lovely lion! Wow! Marvelous meerkat, Maisie. Good job.
Miss Ellie stopped when she got to Aspen's.
Is that a painting of me, Aspen?
She asked. Well, yes, I guess so, responded Aspen.
It's excellent, dear. But I actually live over by Main Street, not the African savanna.
Patting Aspen's arm, Miss Ellie chuckled and stomped away. At lunchtime, Miss Ellie took the class to the field out back.
All right, students, dig in,
Miss Ellie called out. She began grazing, eating the grass.
Delicious lunch options at this school.
The elephant munched her way around the field as the students opened their lunchboxes and began to eat. Whew. Thankfully, the other students didn't follow along and eat grass. That would have been hilarious. Aspen tried to talk to her classmates again about their new teacher. She tapped her friend Fallon on the shoulder.
Hey, Fallon, did you notice anything strange about Miss Ellie?
Fallon nodded. Yeah, she lets us eat outside instead of the cafeteria.
Okay, anything else?
Aspen prodded. Like when she told us to keep all 4 feet to ourselves when lining up? Fallon shrugged her shoulders. Aspen threw her hands up and cried, or that she told us to use our trunks to hold things? Or dry stuff with our ears? Do you have trunks? Do you have a trunk? Fallon laughed. She's funny though, isn't she? And then Fallon went back to eating her lunch. Aspen was exasperated, which is a big word for feeling like, what in the world is going on? She didn't understand why no one seemed to notice Miss Ellie was no ordinary substitute teacher. All day long, it continued that way, with Miss Ellie doing elephant things, and her classmates not even noticing. In math, they counted peanuts. She watched as Miss Ellie snuck a few as they went. On the playground, Miss Ellie taught the students how to grab the monkey bars with their trunks. It didn't even matter that Aspen pointed out that she had no trunk, therefore could not swing with it. No one seemed to care about it. I'm very confused. Are you? They were all having a great day, but even Aspen had to admit it. This was a lot more interesting having an elephant at school. Finally, it was the end of the school day. Miss Ellie asked everyone to pack up and get ready to leave. She called them up one by one, asking everyone,
Please line up at the door in a straight line. Grab the tail in front of you with your trunk so we say together.
When Aspen got home, she tried to tell her parents about Miss Ellie, the elephant teacher, but they thought she was just being silly. she went to bed early, exhausted from the day's events. The next day, Aspen walked down the hall to her classroom. Whew, let's hope everything gets back to normal today, she told herself. Aspen walked towards her seat, which was empty. No elephant there today. Whew, she was relieved. Aspen looked toward her teacher's desk, ready to see Mr. Jim there.
Hi, class. My name's Mr. Terrence Tiger. We're gonna start the day with a roaring contest.
Aspen watched the tiger write his name on the board. Oh no, not again. Holy smokes, I'm not... This is hilarious. Has that ever happened to your school before? Have you ever had an elephant or a tiger as your substitute teacher? That would be hilarious. Even though this is the end of our story, it is definitely only just the beginning of Aspen's insane adventures at school. The end. We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Hey parents, it's Mr. Jim here. This holiday season, give your kids the tools they need to have fun while they learn with Osmo. Osmo's Reading Adventure Learn to Read game is an interactive tool aimed at children ages 5 to 7 that help them practice and develop reading fundamentals, turning them into young, confident, skilled readers. Visit playosmo.com to check out the Reading Adventure New Reader Kit today and get up to 40% off select kits and games. That's playosmo.com. Osmo, learning well played. Great job, you listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is. It's time for Kid Shoutouts. I want to say hey to Yushan from Taiwan, Samwise from Ontario, Judah from Tennessee, Joni from Pasadena, Francis from New York City, Willow and Juniper from New Hampshire, James from Washington, Caitlin from Oregon, and Mia from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm so glad that you're all on the Kid Short Stories family. We definitely could not have this much fun with imagination without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I will see you on our next adventure. Bye! Hey parents, Mr. Jim here to tell you why kids love learning with Osmo's Genius Starter Kit. Osmo uses real tangible pieces that look and feel just like toys, combining them with immersive digital experiences to create fun, whole child learning adventures. They'll have a blast with the Genius Starter Kit, playing games that explore math, reading, and more. Just in time for the holidays, get up to 40% off select kits and games. Order today at playosmo.com. That's playosmo.com. Osmo, learning well played.